If you received an overpayment notice after April 25, 2025, your August Social Security check could be slashed in half starting this week. No additional warning, no grace period, and for millions of Americans, these cuts are happening right now. Larry from Michigan called me yesterday. He's a 63-year-old SSDI recipient who just discovered his $1,980 monthly check dropped to $990 because of an overpayment notice he received on May 1st. He missed the deadline to request a waiver, and now he's struggling to pay rent on half his expected income. Here's what's critical. If you got any overpayment notice after April 25th and haven't taken action, your August payment is at risk. Let me break down exactly how this works and what you can still do to protect yourself. Since April 25, 2025, the Social Security Administration has been issuing overpayment notices with a default withholding rate of 50%, a massive increase from the previous 10% rate. This affects retirement, survivors, and disability insurance benefits, though SSI recipients still face only 10% withholding. Here's the timeline that's catching people off guard. After receiving an overpayment notice, you have approximately 90 days to request a waiver, reconsideration, or payment plan. If you don't act within that window, the 50% withholding kicks in automatically. The first major wave of these 50% withholdings began in late July 2025, and August payments are the first month many recipients are feeling the full impact. According to SSA data, approximately 2 million Americans have outstanding overpayments, and this new policy could affect anyone who received a notice after April 25th. The SSA is trying to recover $23 billion in uncollected overpayments as of September 2023. While improper payments represent less than 1% of total benefits distributed, the agency paid out nearly $72 billion in overpayments between 2015 and 2022, creating pressure to recover these funds more aggressively. Let me be precise about who's affected by these August cuts. The 50% withholding applies to Title II benefits, that's retirement, survivors, and disability insurance, for anyone who received overpayment notices dated April 25, 2025, or later. This is the critical date that changed everything. SSI recipients and people with older overpayments keep the 10% withholding rate. So if you received an overpayment notice before April 25th, your withholding rate hasn't changed. August 2025 represents the first full month where millions are experiencing these dramatic cuts. Many people received their notices in May or June, and the 90-day deadline has now passed, triggering automatic 50% withholding. To put this in perspective, if you receive the average retirement benefit of $1,907 per month, a 50% cut means you're now getting $953.50 instead. For disability recipients averaging $1,537 monthly, that drops to $768.50. Honestly, what concerns me most is how this policy change was implemented with relatively little public awareness. Many people are discovering these cuts when they check their bank accounts, not when they received the initial notice months ago. Here are the exact dates you need to know for August 2025 Social Security payments. August 1st, SSI benefits, and Social Security for those who started benefits before May 1997. This has already been paid. August 13th, Social Security retirement, survivors, and disability benefits for people born between the 11th and 20th of any month. August 20th, benefits for those born between the 21st and 31st of any month. August 29th, September SSI payment, paid early due to Labor Day on September 1st. If you're subject to the 50% withholding, it affects these payments immediately. There's no separate notification. You'll simply see half your expected amount deposited. You can verify your payment amount by logging into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Look for any messages about overpayments or benefit adjustments in your account dashboard. Remember, if you receive both SSI and regular Social Security, only your regular Social Security benefits are subject to the 50% withholding if you have a qualifying overpayment. Your SSI remains at the 10% rate. Even if you've already received a cut, here's what you can do. First, log into My Social Security immediately to check for any overpayment notices or pending flags. Even if you think you've seen everything, double-check your message center. Second, you can still request reconsideration even after withholding begins. Call Social Security at 1-800-77-21213 and ask specifically about overpayment hardship options. Tell them you need to request a waiver based on financial hardship. To qualify for a waiver, you generally need to show two things. The overpayment wasn't your fault, and repaying would prevent you from affording basic necessities like housing, food, or medical care. Third, if you can't get a full waiver, request an installment payment plan. Social Security can approve plans as low as $10 per month, which is much better than losing 50% of your benefits. Betty, a 71-year-old widow from Texas, received an overpayment notice in May. Instead of ignoring it, she immediately called and requested a payment plan. She's now paying back $25 per month instead of losing half her $1,650 survivor benefit. That saved her $800 per month. Fourth, gather documentation of your monthly expenses: rent, utilities, medications, food costs. SSA representatives need to see that the 50% withholding would create genuine financial hardship. If the 50% withholding started with your August payment, it will continue every month until your overpayment debt is fully repaid. This isn't a one-time reduction. It's an ongoing cut to your benefits. For example, if you owe $3,000 in overpayments and your monthly benefit is $1,800, Social Security will withhold $900 each month. That means it would take about 3.3 months to repay the debt, during which you'd receive only $900 monthly. Remember, SSI recipients and people with older overpayments continue with the till 10% withholding rate. So if you receive $800 in SSI monthly, you'd only lose about $80 per month, not $400. What this means for your budget, you need to plan as if this reduced amount is your new normal until the debt is cleared. The full amount will return only after the overpayment is completely recovered. The SSA projects this new 50% withholding policy will generate about $7 billion in additional recoveries over the next decade. This suggests the policy is here to stay, making it even more important to understand your rights and options. The financial impact of losing half your Social Security can be devastating. Shannon Benton from the Senior Citizens League put it perfectly. For some retirees, it won't matter if it's 1% or 100%. Any amount of clawback could be catastrophic. What makes this particularly frustrating is that many overpayments result from SSA errors or misunderstandings about reporting requirements, not intentional fraud. Yet recipients bear the financial burden regardless of who caused the overpayment. If you're having trouble getting help from Social Security directly, contact your congressional representative's office. Every member of Congress has constituent services staff who help resolve Social Security problems, regardless of political party. For those currently facing the 50% cut, consider these strategies. Contact local food banks, apply for utility assistance programs, and review all your monthly expenses to identify what can be temporarily reduced or eliminated. Going forward, report any income changes to Social Security immediately. Set a reminder to review your annual Social Security statement for accuracy. Proactive communication prevents most overpayments from occurring in the first place. Bottom line, if you received an overpayment notice after April 25, 2025, and haven't taken action, your August Social Security payment could be cut in half. Don't wait. Call 1-800-772-1213 today to explore your options. First, subscribe and turn on notifications because Social Security policies are changing rapidly, and I want you to know about these changes before they affect your family, not after. Second, please share this video with anyone over 60 in your life who receives Social Security benefits. This information could save someone from losing half their income unexpectedly. Third, tell me in the comments, have you been affected by these overpayment cuts, or do you have questions about how to protect your benefits? Your experiences help other viewers understand what to expect. Remember, knowledge is power, and staying informed is your best protection. These systems can be navigated successfully when you understand your rights and take timely action. Stay informed, stay protected, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue helping you secure the benefits you've earned.